Hey friends, what's going on? Just thought I'd start off my video showing my other two-wheeled vehicle. My channel's name is Texas Two Tires, and this is another bike that I ride on a regular basis. I do this bike about 3 times a week for about 50 to 60 miles per week. I've had it for 2 years, and it's a Schwinn. In the past I've had Track and other ones, but I got this one 2 years ago on Black Friday. Regular price was about I think it was $480 or $490, and I got it for $250 brand new. It's heavier, of course, than a Specialized or Trek, but I use it for exercise, so I don't mind that it's a little heavier, and it's been great. It's a workhorse. I just changed the tires, put new tubes and tires on it. After 2 years, never had a flat. It's 21 speed. I put on the back LED, another one in the front when I ride if it's getting dark. Got my phone holder here so I can listen to music or take calls. It's a bike, but I have a lot of fun. It's got the shocks, and it also has a little shock absorber in here too. But for 250 bucks, this thing has been awesome. And that's my other two-wheeled vehicle. So now I'm about to jump on my other two-wheel vehicle and take you guys for a quick ride. See you in a bit. Hello friends. Okay, now we're out and about. Yeah, my other two-wheel vehicle, my bicycle. I made a giant circle around my greater neighborhood that's a 7-mile loop, and so I do that anywhere from 1 to 3 times depending on how much time I have and how I'm feeling. But yeah, I really love riding the bicycle. It's great exercise. Get out there and I get to see the neighbors, see what people are doing, steal some landscaping ideas. It's pretty cool. But today I'm going to take you on a tiny bit of a touristy ride. I'm in the city of Round Rock, and not too far from where I am there's a couple important touristy things about Round Rock. The first one I'm going to take you to is cemetery. It's the Round Rock Cemetery, and amongst its guests there's Sam Bass, which was he was an outlaw back in the late 1800s, and a sheriff deputy, A.W. Grimes. So they had a shootout back in the day, and Sam Bass and his crew were going to rob a bank. You can check this out on Google as well. I'll put up a link for it, but it's kind of interesting. And then the sheriffs and the rangers, I think, initially tried to catch him, but they ended up having a gunfight, and Sam Bass and A.W. Grimes both ended up dying as a result of gunshot wounds. And then just down the street from that there's another little site I will take you to. Okay, so now we're heading towards the cemetery, but before we get there I'll just talk to you about my garage door opener again. I was worried, and some people had mentioned, that if I get caught in the rain it's probably going to be probably going to break, and the opener is only $9 if it does break, and I do have some extra ones anyways. But I did get caught in the rain the other day, 2 days ago. Kind of a rogue cloud came out of nowhere and downpoured on me on my way home for about 15 minutes. And my garage door opener is right here. You can see that. But I didn't really have any red lights or stop signs on the way home, so the windscreen protected, I think,
mostly. Most of the rain was hitting this and being deflected and not getting onto the actual garage door opener. So it survived, so I was happy. Alright, so now we're on Sam Bass Road, which is where the cemetery is located. The cemetery is right here on my left. So there it is. And find a place to park and shoot some video for you. Check back in a second. Well, that was fun. A little bit of history, but it's kind of strange how Sam Bass is the criminal, the outlaw, and the street the cemetery is on is named after him, and the poor sheriff he's buried in there too. So the next place we're gonna go is just right down the street on Chisholm Trail here. So again, I'm in the city of Round Rock, and Round Rock got its name from, again, back in the day when horse and buggies and carriages and whatnot were traipsing through this area. They used like this riverbed to cross, and in the middle of the river is a big flat round rock, and that's where the city gets its name from. It's coming up here. There's a little bridge I'm going to go across, and it's on the left hand side here. I think you'll be able to see it, and I'll see if I can pull over and shoot some video there as well. So here it is. Here's this little bridge going over the stream, and some little girls in the way here, but there's the Round Rock. Hope you saw that, but I'll pull over and shoot something. Be back in a minute. Talk about braking. I was just thinking about this the other day. How do you guys brake when you're coming up to lights and stop signs? During my MSF course, we didn't really get a whole lot of instruction. I mean, most of us, I think we all used the rear brake, or the front brake rather, as we went through our course. You know, we were riding those little, I forget what the little Groms or whatever they were. I typically use my rear brake to do all the slowing down, going around corners. If I see gravel or rocks, coming up to stoplights. But what I do is I end up using the front brake for the last few feet to stop, and I think that's just because I'm used to riding a bicycle, as I showed you before, and I like you know, squeezing in the clutch here on this side and squeezing on this side at the same time when you're coming to a stop, it gives me more balance. I can stop using the rear brake, but I feel a little bit unbalanced when I do that, and I definitely should practice that more in the parking lot or something. So I typically, when I stop, I use, like I said, use the front brake for the last couple of feet, and I keep my right foot up on the peg and put my left foot down. And the only time I put both feet down is if it's windy or I'm on really uneven pavement. Other than that, I keep my right foot up on the peg. So how do you guys do it? How do you do your braking? And also I use the rear brake for practicing U-turns or going around corners and I need to slow down a little bit. I'll use a little bit of, you know, drag the rear brake a bit. Let me know what you guys do. One last little tidbit. I was banned from a Facebook group for 3 days. I joined this group called I think it's called New Motorcycle Riders, and I consider myself a new rider. I did ride 2 years, you know, back 2 years straight about 30 years ago, and since then I've been riding for about got this bike about 8 months ago, so I've been riding about 8 months plus those 2 years back in the day, so I'm still very much a new rider, I think. But it's fun to go on there. There's quite a few people. I think there's about 50,000 people in the group. And people post their new bikes and their experiences and ask questions, and it's fun to once in a while check that out. But anyways, this guy posted a picture of him sitting on a BMW S1000 RR, or it might have been the M, I'm not sure, but it was definitely the sport bike. And he said, "Is this weird, a 48-year-old wanting this bike and sitting on it?" There's something to that effect. And lots of people commented, and I commented as well and said, you know, definitely not weird. But, you know, depending on your height and, you know, if you have back issues. He said he's 48, so most 40, 50-year-old people have back issues to some degree. I told him you should look at the bike I have, the RS, because it's still very sporty, it's very fast, very torquey, still somewhat in a sport riding position, but definitely more upright than the RR, and it might be a more friendly bike for someone that's taller or has back issues. And he told me that dealer didn't have an RS, which wasn't a surprise because they are kind of hard to come by. So I sent him a link to my walk around video on YouTube so he could check out the bike and see what it's all about. And the admin guys for that group banned me for 3 days. Evidently you're not supposed to put external links even though it was relevant and I wasn't selling anything. But yeah, I got put in a timeout, if you will. So I was sitting in a corner with a dunce hat on. So I won't be doing that anymore, but that happened about 5-6 days ago. So I've since been allowed back into the group, and I can comment now and give people thumbs ups and likes and whatnot. So I was like, what? I got banned? What? I didn't say anything bad. I didn't curse anybody out. What happened? So I'm gonna be heading this way, so that you'll see here A.W. Grimes Boulevard we're turning onto. So this street here is named after the deputy sheriff that had the fight with Sam Bass. So he has a street too, it's just not buried on it. A nice sunset over there. So that'll do it for this edition of the Out and About with Texas Two Tires. Thanks for hanging in there with me, and we'll catch you next time. Later.